Everything slows down for just a second when I go out there and make a play. You got to keep your eyes on the ball. Everything blocks out for me. I'm so confident in my hands and what I can do out there on the field.
The name Willie Snead doesn't just represent the man donning the Cardinal and White. Willie Snead represents a past, a history, a legacy. Willie Snead's football passion began way before he started making sensational plays for the Cardinals. It actually began before he even knew what a route was.
First time ever experiencing football was probably when I was 4 years old. My dad was, really heavily into the game, and he was a personal trainer at the time. I knew football was going to be, what I grew up to do and, what I, put everything into.
Willie Snead believed he knew how much football was cherished in his life. That was until his parents, Willie Snead the Third and Sophia Snead, would teach their son an everlasting lesson.
I got into trouble a couple of times, growing up when I was in middle school and high school, and they disciplined me. They sat me out games. They took away football one time from me, and I was, that was devastating for me because, that's never happened before, and that's all I know.
Willie was born in the state of Florida, but put his name on display during his high school days in the state of Michigan. But why the move from the Sunshine State all the way to Michigan? Well, the answer's simple. It was his father.
I was in 9th grade at the time, and he said, what you think about, moving to Michigan? And I was like, why would we move there? And, he pulls out a pamphlet in the school. Holland Christian is up there, and, they're building a program. They're building a new high school and everything, and it looks good. And I was like, Dad, wherever you go, I'm going. And, I felt strongly that if I follow my dad, I will go to college, and I will, be able to get that shot that I've always wanted. With my dad being my coach, I had to mature a lot faster because, if I hold an ego, he's going to look at me differently. I'm going to start acting differently, and, that's not what I wanted. I wanted a good relationship with my dad. I wanted a good relationship with my coach. After high school, it was tough, and, I left him, and, I had to start with the new coaching staff, and, just being coached by somebody else, it was kind of different for me.
Snead was equipped to handle whoever would be his next head coach. On December 20th, 2010, an FCS head coach from Elon, named Pete Limbo, was named head coach of the Cardinals.
Willie was the first recruit that I talked to when I first got hired. We were really in scramble mode, trying to hold together some of the verbal commitments that had gone almost a month without a head coach being in place. And the thing that impressed me about Willie was that he was willing to listen. There were clearly some other guys that had been re-recruited by other schools. Willie was genuinely willing to listen to what our plan was going to be, and obviously he kept his commitment to Ball State.
Willie's commitment to Ball State led to a game-winning catch against Buffalo, and in his sophomore season against South Florida.
Deep ball for Snead. Did he get it? Oh my, what a catch by Willie Snead in the corner.
But Limbo coached Snead on an important task.
What I learned from him was that you have to play at a level that you can play at. There should be a bar that you should go straight across, and you should be able to play like that. You don't want ups and downs in your game, and I feel like that's where I learned the most. I want to be a consistent player and play at a high level at all times. And in order to do that, you have to study your film, you have to study your opponent, you have to, put more into the game.
What Willie's like off the field is almost on the field. That's his life. He watches football. He's playing football video games. But off the field, he's just like any other college kid.
Before the fall 2013, Snead got an opportunity of a lifetime to work out with the Mannings at the Manning Passing Academy in Louisiana.
you know, Peyton Manning talked to me after the camp was over, and, you know, he said, you know, you have a bright future. And, you know, he said, you look good out there, you know, and I'm just proud of you. And, you know, that really touched me because that molded me into the player, you know, I feel like I've been this year, is playing with a lot of confidence and knowing that I can go out there and compete at a high level even though I'm in the MAC. And, you know, the MAC doesn't get as much respect as the SEC or Pac-12, you know, as those guys do. But, you know, just knowing that I've been out there with the big guys, I've worked out with them, and, you know, I'm no step behind. I'm right there with those guys, and that just gave me a whole bunch of confidence.
97 receptions, 1,429 yards, 14 touchdowns. The majority of those statistics were seen through a television screen from a distance for Snead the Third. But that wasn't the case one Saturday afternoon in Charlottesville, Virginia.
Before we even started the season, you know, that game was, you know, marked down for me because, you know, my dad, you know, went to Virginia, you know, his first year of college, and then he transferred to Florida. So, you know, there was a lot of emotions going on in that game. Just be able to step on the same campus my dad was at. I just wanted to put on the show for him. You know, I wanted everybody in the stadium to remember the name, Willie Snead, because, you know, they heard it before, but I don't think they realized, you know, who the person was out there. Like my dad, I'm just really quiet and shy, but, you know, when I open up to people, I like to make sure that they know I care about people. You know, I really do care about people, and if anybody needed anything from me, they know they could come to me.
For many, 4 is simply a number. To Willie Snead, it's who he is.
You know, I really put the 4th on the back of my jersey because, you know, family means a lot to me, and, you know, there's a generation that flows down in my name. You know, my dad, my grandfather, and my great-grandfather, you know, just passing that name along, I feel like it's an honor.
For Snead the Fourth, his play doesn't just mirror himself, it reflects generations.
Family is just showing love and be able to, you know, showing love and be able to, you know, just be able to embrace it. I'm at Ball State because, you know, I'm trying to get education and be able to create a way for my family. And I feel like if I can do that, then everybody's gonna be happy, and I can take care of my family because they're taking care of me, and I want to be able to, you know, give back to them tenfold. That's my motivation for football.
For Ball State Sports Link, I'm Luke Martin.